Ayan. Ayan. So, I think okay na. Pasok na lang yung iba. So, okay, let me start with the accounting for corporations. By the definition of it, no, it is an artificial being created by operation of law. Ayan. Bakit? Wait lang. Hindi ko alam kung paano paano ko kayo i-accept ng automatic, no? Admit na lang natin. Okay? So, okay, going back, so it is an artificial being created by operation of law, having the right of succession, powers, attributes, properties expressly authorized by law, or incidental to its existence. Okay? So, eto. So, when we say corporation, may sariling identity. Okay? May sariling personality. Okay? Just like a human or natural person, merong rights, no? Merong powers and attributes that are authorized by law or incidental to its existence. Okay? So, when we say separate legal entities, kaya nga lang, no, as yung ating, yung as an individual, we are a natural person, no? But then, a corporation is a separate and an artificial being, okay? So, meron siyang distinction from their shareholders, no, of the corporation. It may, under its corporate name, take hold or convey property to the extent allowed by law, or enter into contracts and sued or be sued. Okay? So, kumbaga pwede siyang pumasok sa isang contract under the name of the corporation, hindi under the name of the whoever is the incorporators or shareholders. Okay? It is created by law. Okay? So, generally, unlike sa partnership wherein there's a mere agreement, no, or meeting of minds, no, nagpo-form na yung partnership. But here in the Philippines, no, yung corporation, either is a stock or non-stock corporations, pwedeng yung purpose ito is for profit or for non-profit, even if a religious group, no, or foundation, or charitable institution, okay, it is organized under the or created under the Philippine law or under the Corporation Code of the Philippines. So, ibig sabihin, before ka magtatag, no, before mo ma-exist ang isang corporation, no, it should be registered, no. So, properly registered yung corporation. So, the government agency, no, that is may control or oversee, no, ng registration ng corporation is the Securities and Exchange Commissions, no. So, sabi ko nga, either non-stock or stock, doon papasok, no, before ka bumuo, no, or mag-create ng corporation, dadaan siya sa proper na registrations. Okay. So, rights of succession. So, unlike sa single proprietor or sole proprietor, no? So, kapag namatay, no? Yung natural person, yung owner, okay? Wala na rin yung business or yung entity. Okay? Same with the partnership, no? Wherein, kapag pag may namatay na isa sa mga partners, no? Nadi-dissolve yung partnership. But when it comes to corporation, no? What is the distinct characteristics of a corporation is whether the incorporator, the shareholders, even if the major shareholder of the entity or the corporation, okay, namatay or nag-withdraw from the corporation, tatayo pa rin, mag-i-exist at mag-i-exist pa rin ang corporation. Kahit maubos na lahat ng mga original incorporators, no? Andyan at nandyan pa rin, no? The corporation will continue its existence, no? So, the power attributes properties authorized by law. So, a corporation has only the powers, attributes, and properties expressly authorized by law or incident to its existence. So, when we say power, no, it can be expressly stated, no? Pwedeng incidental and implied yung power. Okay? So when we say expressly authorized, okay? Sa isang corporation, when you register or when you create a corporation, okay? Pangalawa dyan, no? Syempre, you will identify the name of that, what will be the name of the corporation. And then, followed by the purpose. Okay? Ano ba yung purpose ng corporation? Bakit mo siya itatatag? Okay? If you are a stock corporation, syempre, ma'am, to generate a profit, no? To render a services. For example, nagtayo ka ng isang corporation, okay? A stock corporation, and then yung goal mo is to build a bookstore. Okay? So, yung power mo, no, to engage, no, to purchase and to sell books, no, as a bookstore, yun yung expressly stated na powers, no? Expressly kasi you in your articles of incorporation, no, after the name, okay, say article number 2, you state your primary purpose. Okay? Maybe if you're in stock corporations, engaged ka sa business, di ba? So, kung anong klaseng business, yan, i-identify mo. For example, ma'am, nag-create ako ng corporation para magtayo ng pharmacy. Okay? Or kaya naman, to engage as a call center or a BPO. Okay? Ma'am, nagtayo ng corporation para magbenta ng mga sasakyan, to manufacture soft drinks. So yun yung expressly authorized. So yun, doon ka magfo-focus, no? Kasi yun yung goal mo, yun yung purpose na sinabi mo during your registration, yun yung doon ka authorized, no? Doon ka pwedeng yun yung doon iikot yung transaction mo. Okay? So let's say back to our corporation, no? Sabi nga, expressly stated that, let's say, you'll be engaged in selling, purchasing of books. Kasi nga, bookstore ka. Okay? So, what is the incidental power? No? Aside from that, buying and selling books, ma'am, so incidental to that power is the corporation can buy a land and build a bookstore shop, no? Or a store. Okay? So, syempre, sa mo may lalagay yung paninda mo, di ba? So, it is incidental to its existence. So, yun yung power to purchase property, no, and build your offices or your establishment. Okay? So, that is incidental to its existence. So, when we say implied naman, ma'am, kasi, syempre, you're engaged in selling and buying. So, who will do the buying and selling of your books? And syempre, implied to that, the corporation has the capacity or has the power to hire employees. Okay? So, hindi pa siya by default nakalagay sa articles of incorporation mo. Okay? It is impliedly expressed, no, as one of the power of the corporation. Kasi nga, it is kumbaga may capacity, no, may its own power attributes yung corporation. Okay, yun nga lang, yung sa expressly, medyo particular doon, no? So, if you're purely engaged in selling and buying books, no? And then, other than that, wala ka na ibang gagawin, or wala ka ng ibang engagement, no? So, which means, hanggang doon lang yung pwede mong gawin, no? Yun yung capacity ng corporations. You cannot go to other types of businesses. For example, ma'am, hindi mo in-express na ikaw ay you will enter into investment, into service activities, no? So perhaps you will include that, you will amend your articles of incorporation, no? So you will add secondary purposes, no, na pwedeng si corporation is allowed to engage in service activities or in manufacturing activities. Okay? So yun, dapat clearly stated or stipulated in the articles. No? So, nababago ba yung articles of incorporation? For example, kagaya nun, ma'am, nasa bookstore ako, gusto kong pumasok, no? The corporation wants to engage in other activities. Let's say, rental activities, service activities, or other engagement. Yes, you can, no? Paano, ma'am? So, magiging allowed ba ako doon? So, as long as you will amend, okay, you will amend your articles of incorporation, you will add your additional purpose, no? Kung ano yung purpose ni entity or ni corporation, pwede naman allowed as long as mag-a-amend or i-inform mo, no, in your articles of incorporation na ito yung additional purpose, no, ni corporations. Okay? So, and then yun nga, obviously naman, so yung mga implied and incidental to its existence, nandoon pa din. Okay? So, unlike sa individual, di ba? Pwedeng individual kapag nagtayo ka na, halimbawa ng restaurant, no? Nakadagdag ka ng puhunan, okay, magtatayo naman ako ng another business. Okay? So, pwedeng mag-engage ka. Let's say, nauna kang maggawa ng mag-manufacture. Okay? Meron kang extra space, no? Sa iyong establishment o pinarentahan mo or kaya nagtayo ka ng isang restaurant. As an individual, you don't need to secure, no, yung powers na yun kasi ano na yun, ready na yun kasi as an individual, as a natural person. But when it comes to corporation, you have to amend or you have to tawag dito, kailangan mo mag-update no, ng iyong articles. Okay? Ayan. So, we already know that different, okay, meron mapapasok. Wait lang ha. Hindi ko kasi kita talaga pag meron nakatingin kasi ako sa slide. And so, check lang tayo, 17 tayo ngayon, no? 17 kayo sa MS Team. Okay? So, going back, okay? So, I know later on you have your partnership with Ma'am Lu, no? So, I'll just a preview, no? With the difference between the partnership and then the corporation. Well, when it comes to organization, so a business partnership, no, or any partnership, no, na ni-register, no, isa lang din naman, no, isang government agency din, no. If you're going to register or to register a partnership, okay, the same government agency, under din siya ng SEC. Okay, so yun. So both are generally organized for more than one individual. Exception, of course, because of the introduction of one person corporation. But generally, di ba, partnership is two or more individuals, no? When it comes to corporation, okay, it may be organized by more than one individuals. And also, okay, so sabi nga under the revised corporation code, okay, yung individual o yung person na to may be a natural person or another juridical person or juridical entity, no? Yung mag-i-incorporate or yung mag-organize ng corporation. Both have their own juridical personality, okay? Corporation and partnership, except GPP, are subject to corporate income tax. Ma'am, ano yung GPP? Ano ba yung, meron pa ba yung kaibahan? So, sa partnership in general, di ba? So, pwedeng, mostly naman yan, mga, ano ba yung pinaka-goal ng partnership, di ba? So, mere agreements, then, at the end, di ba, divide their profits, di ba? For the partnership. So when it comes to GPP, General Proportional Partnership, these are individuals, no, having their common profession, no, nag-create ng partnership. For example, CPAs. Okay? So, practicing their profession. Okay? So, two or more CPAs nag-organize or nag-form ng auditing firm or accounting firm, practicing their profession as a CPA. So, yung kinrate nila is a GPP. Okay? Ang rule dyan sa GPP, dapat pare-pares kayo ng profession. And then, yung i-generate nyo or gagawin yung GPP, ang goal nun is practicing the same profession. Hindi pwedeng, ma'am, pwedeng 4 na CPA, isang lawyer, tapos, magtatayo ng accounting firm and ng law firm. So, dapat the same profession and the same practice of profession. So, ano kaiba nun, ma'am? Other than that, no, any, in general, the partnership, no, or whether business partnership or taxable partnership, okay, the same yung taxation with regards to corporation. So, ibig sabihin, ma'am, yung tax rate, di ba, may sarili ding, kung kasi partnership, may sarili din siyang tax identification number, no? So, yung liability, yung tax liability is sa partnership, tsaka sa corporation. The operations of both partnership and corporation are subject to regulations of law. Ayan. So, even in the sole proprietor, no? Siyempre, ano pa rin naman yan. So, under din siya ng mga tax codes and mga regulations. So, kaya nga lang, medyo, no, compared to individuals, mas strict, no, yung oversee ng government sa mga corporations. Okay? Ayan. So, those are the similarities of the between the corporation and then the individual partnership, no, in general. Okay? So, so when it comes to forming a partnership by a mere agreement, so pwede na. But the corporation, okay, it required or it should be created by law. Okay? So corporation may be organized by any person, another entity, partnership, association, or corporation, singly or jointly but not more than 15 in numbers. No, yung kung pag-i-incorporate. Okay? So the incorporators of a corporation may be a person or a natural or juridical entity. Okay? So isa pa sa mga distinction niya, cannot make the transfer. So sa partnership na cannot make the transfer of his interest a partner without the consent of the other partners. Ayan. Pero dito, as a shareholder, you can transfer. No? You can share, you can donate, you can sell your shares. Okay? Even without the consent of any other shareholders. Okay? Yun nga kasi, isa dito, right of succession. Isa sa mga characteristics ng corporation, right of succession. Okay? So, managed by all or any of the partner in general. So, or generally, di ba? Sa partnership, okay? The partners are also the managing partner. So, we have different types of partners in the partnership. But then, in a corporation, okay? Not just because you are a shareholder of the company, okay? Eh, may karapatan ka na mag-manage. So, hindi siya. So, the ownership as a shareholder is different yung function niya with the management. Okay? So, it may be managed by the board of directors. Okay? So, hindi lahat ng shareholders ay nagiging board of directors. Okay? For a stock corporation and for the non-stock corporations, okay, we call them trustees or board of trustees. Okay? So, hindi lahat ng members ng non-stock corporation can be part of the board of trustees. In general, no? Pwede ka maging members na isang association or ng isang non-stock company, okay? Pero hindi ka magjo-join, no? Sa management. Okay? The death of a partner dissolves the partnership, whereas the death of even a major shareholder of a corporation does not dissolve the corporation. Kahit na yung founding chairman, di ba? Or for example, siyempre may namatay yung founding chairman ng isang corporation. Okay? Tatayo pa rin yung korporasyon. Okay? So, the liability of general partner, no, extends to his personal property. If the partner is, type of the partner in the partnership is general partners. Siyempre, meron ding limited partners, no? Whereas in the corporation, okay, whether you are the major shareholder or not, whether you are part of the minority, okay, the liability of the shareholder is limited only up to the extent of his contribution or shares, no? Hindi siya extended to the personal property of the shareholders. Okay? Diba? Bisa nga, kahit ma-dissolve or malugi yung corporation, the shareholder, isa pa rin sa mayayaman. Diba? Okay, pwedeng magsara ang kumpanya, pero ang shareholder, pwedeng hindi maging insolvent, diba? O hindi pwedeng hindi mag-declare ng bankruptcy si shareholder. Si company mag-declare ng bankruptcy, pero si shareholder, hindi, no? So, classes of corporations. So, as a separate entity, it can be a stock corporation or a non-stock. Pero, for the entire discussion natin dito, we will focus on the stock corporations. Okay? Kasi nga, ito yung pinaka-major natin, no, topic. Yung stocks, yung capital. Okay? Same thing with your partnership, no? Ang focus na is the partner's capital. So, tayo dito, equity, no? Shareholders equity, pero more on the stock corporations. Okay? So, unlike sa single proprietor or sole proprietor, di ba, the capital will come from the sole owner of the company. So, dito, okay, in a stock corporation, okay, so it is a private corporation in which the capital is divided into shares of stocks. Diba? It is authorized to distribute corporate earnings to holders on the basis of shares held. Okay? Sa individual, pag gusto mag-withdraw ng may-ari, mag-withdraw siya. Any amount, diba? Pero dito, sa corporation, okay, kapag nag-declare, hindi ka pwede basta-basta kukuha ng earnings mo, di ba? Kapag nag-declare lang ng dividends or earnings sa company, tsaka ka makakakuha ng profit or yung returns mo based on the ratio of your shares, no? Yun lang naman, based on the, halimbawa, you're just a 10% shareholder, no? So, up to 10%, no, ng declared income ang mapupunta sa'yo in general, no? Depende on the classes of the shares na hawak mo. So, later we will discuss ano bang klase ng mga shares ang pwedeng i-distribute sa mga shareholders. So, primarily, sino ba yun? By default, ano ba dapat yung i-issue muna ni corporation? Or dito, under the corporation revised corporate code of the Philippines, ano ba yung mga regular or not general na ini-issue shares of stocks. Okay? So, the owners of a stock corporation can be called as stockholders or shareholders. No? Halimbawa, you purchase shares of stocks sa PLDT, Meralco, di ba? O, edi shareholder ka ng Meralco, shareholder ka ng PLDT. But you are not part of the management. You're just merely a shareholder. So, that's the difference, di ba? So, makita natin, pwedeng ikaw ay shareholder ng isang malalaking company, pero hindi ka part ng management. Okay? You're just, kumaga, sa natin, para investor. Okay? So, when it comes to non-stock, meron bang non-stock? Ano yung mga common na type of company that under the non-stock corporation? At bakit may non-stock? Okay? So, okay. Non-stock is one where no part of its income is distributable as dividends. Kasi wala tayong basis ng shares nila. Okay? So, non-stock. So, usually, kalimitan sa kasunod ng non-stock, non-profit corporations. Okay? Non-stock, non-profit educational institutions. Okay? So, walang dividends na di-declare to its members or trustees. Okay? So, provided that any profit which a non-stock corporation may obtain incidental to its operation shall, whenever necessary or proper, be used for the furtherance or purposes for which the corporation was organized. Siyempre, iba ang usual, no? Malaki pagkakaiba ng purpose ng isang stock corporation sa non-stock corporation. So, mostly, syempre, sa stock corporation, ano yan profit-oriented entity. While in the non-stock, ay hindi. No? It's merely delivery of their purpose. For example, charitable institutions. Okay? Mga bantay bata, di ba? Mga foundations. Okay? Homeowners associations, no? However, in the most of the homeowners associations are not under the SEC but under ng HULRB. Okay? So yung mga foundations, PICPA, okay? Yung mga organizations ng mga professionals, no? For example, yung PICPA, Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accounts, are non-stock non-stock corporation. But definitely for profit siya, no? So pwedeng ganon. So walang distribute na shares sa mga members. Okay? But then, the amount of income, no, na na-generate, the amount of membership dues, no, na nakukuha ng isang organization from their members, no, is not to be distributed as dividends, pero for the furtherance of their purpose, no, for the welfare of their members also. So, yun yung mga goal dito. So, kumbaga, sa non-stock, it's more on the purpose, no? Bakit kinreate yung non-stock corporations. Okay? So, yun yung kaibahan. So, again, sabi ko nga, ang focus natin will be on the stock corporations. Okay? Ayan. Dami, ma'am, no? So, ano lang naman yan, more on the theories, di ba? So, syempre, later on, we will discuss or we will encounter yung mga sinasabi mo, ma'am, na stocks, di ba? Na may papasok. Ayan. So, dun yung focus. Okay? Classes of corporation, okay? So, other than that, no, pwede rin namang may sub-classification, no, of corporations, no, as to number of persons. Ayan. So, yun nga, before the revised corporation code, we only have the aggregate, no, corporate aggregation, corporation aggregate, wherein consists of more than one corporator. Okay? But then, here comes the one-person corporation, no, wherein isa lang yung owner. Okay? So, corporation sole of special form of corporation usually associated with clergy, okay? It is a corporation which consists only of one member or corporator or his successor such as bishop, okay? But then, some of the usual, no, na, for example, for those na meron mga churches, no, whether it's a Christian church or not, no, nare-register siya sa SEC. So, may sariling name, di ba? Yung church. So, it is an example of a non-stock, no? Non-stock corporation. Pero, same lang din, meron mga articles, meron ding bylaws, and then meron ding mga reportorial requirements. Okay? Isa din yun, no? Sa medyo disadvantage, no, ng corporation against other entity like sole proprietor, no? Si corporation talagang mas madami, no? When it comes to reportorial requirements. So, in general, marami na siya. Tapos, nakadepende pa kung anong klaseng corporation siya, kung saan siya engaged na business. So, dadagdag pa. Aside as a corporation in general, so let's say, for example, you are a bank, no? Or you are a financial institutions, no? Aside from the reportorial requirements in general, meron ka din mga requirements sa other agencies. So, for example, sa BSP, di ba? Kung ikaw naman na insurance company, meron ka pang report sa mga PDIC. Lending companies, meron ka din mga reportorial requirements. Okay? So, ganun yung, kumbaga medyo mas madami. No? Unlike sa sole proprietor, usually, ang kanyang, mga requirements, DTI, di ba? Business permit sa LGU, and BIR compliance. Okay? So, kung merong requirements sa bangko, edi hanggang dun na lang. No? Pero for those corporations, at lalo na kung mga engaged in a public interest, no? Kumbaga yung entity, sa public interest, mas mas madaming requirements sila. Okay? As to the nationality, domestic corporation or foreign corporation. So, corporation organized under the Philippine law is a domestic corporation. So, corporation engaged or formed other than the Philippine law, we call it foreign corporation. So, ano naman ang distinction niya, ma'am? So, ang ano lang naman dyan is when it comes to taxation, no? Sa domestic corporation, yung tax liability niya, no? Yung sources of income niya is taxable within the Philippines and outside the Philippines. Okay? But when it comes to foreign corporations, here in the Philippines, we're only after on the income earned of the foreign corporation within the Philippines. Okay? For the taxation purposes. Okay. So, whether to public or private, ayan. So, madalas kasi, di ba, ang mga nakikita natin, o mga kilala nating mga corporation, okay, is more on it's a private corporation, di ba? Whether it is a small, medium, micro, or large corporations, or publicly listed corporations, no? So, they are the private. Whereas, okay, yung mga LGUs natin, okay, municipalities, cities, and provincial, no, capital, okay, provincial government, okay, they are formed or organized for the government portion of the state. So, dito naman sa private, so ito, created for private aim, benefit, or purpose. So, private corporation, dito papasok ko, stock tsaka non-stock, dito yan, under ng private. Okay? Whether for charitable purposes or not, okay? Ecclesiastical, okay? For religious purposes. Ayan, sa mga religious organizations or churches, even a small church, no? Isa din siyang corporation, may identity. Okay? Hindi siya dahil sa pastor, no? So, kung alimbawa, hindi na akong babagit ng mga churches, na pero, meron ako mga na-audit din naman, no, ng mga private, Christian churches, yan. Then, naka-3, 4 na na-encounter ko. Ayun, pero meron silang identity. Okay? So, ma'am, meron din silang financial statement. Okay? Meron din silang statement of income, cash flow, equity. Okay? Siyempre, when it comes to non-profit, iba yung section sa equity compared doon sa regular stock corporations. Okay? Siyempre, sa stock corporations, detalyado yan. So, when it comes to non-stock, usually mga capital, di ba? Contributed capital, tapos mga donations, tapos excess, no? Excess of receipts over expenditures. So, yun yung terms kasi. Kasi nga non-profit. So, wala kang makikitang i-close na income sa capital. Which is, lang siya? The beginning balance of your capital plus, no? Excess of receipts over disbursement equals ending balance of your capital. Doon sa mga non-stock. So, usually, yun yung pro forma ng equity ng isang non-stock. Okay? Binanggit ko lang yan, pero hindi, magdali lang naman pala ng gano'n, no? Hindi yun ang topic natin, no? Kumaga, mas detailed tayo pagdating sa stock corporations. Okay? Eliminationary, so those established for public charity, and for civil corporation, those established for business or profit. Okay, doon tayo sa pangatlo. Ayan, doon tayo madalas mag-example. Okay. Okay pa kayo dyan? So, okay lang naman sa akin, no? Kung kayo tuwing 9 o'clock nagme-merienda kayo, di okay lang na mag-merienda kayo in front of the camera, of your PC, no? Ako naman, hindi ako, when it comes to online classes, I will not require you naman mag-open ng camera, no? Pero once that, for example, I will flash some questionnaires or problems, no? And gusto ko mag-participate kayo. Okay, so that's the time na we will use yung ating chat box, no? Kung ano ba, mag-flash ako ng tanong, and then you will answer, no, based on sa chat box, no? At makikita ko naman, ang kaganda lang sa MS Team, no, pag nag-chat kayo dyan, no, at the end of our discussion, nakikita ko sila yung mga nag-participate, no, sa klase. Ayan. Siyempre, minsan may mga estudyante na during the online, mas gusto nila mag-participate, no, mas gusto nila sumagot based sa chat box, no? Pero pag face-to-face na, di ba? Kahit tawagin ko, harap-harapan, minsan nahihiyang sumagot o nahihiyang mag-participate. Ayan. So, yun lang naman. Ano lang tayo dito? Chill lang tayo dito. No? Chill pa lang, no? Pero pagdating ng exam, ayan, si ma'am, akala lahat madali, no? Yung example ko, lagi ko sinasabi, babala, no? Disclaimer, no? Yung mga example natin, madali, no? Mas madaling at this point, maintindihan mo. Pero minsan pagdating sa exam, mas mahirap, no? O, yun yung, madalas na nagiging scenario, no? Yung example ko, madali, pero yung actual exam, mahirap. Okay? Ayan. Kaya, kung merong mga hindi naintindihan, at this point, di ba, magtanong, di ba? Medyo maingay lang yung background ko ngayon, ha? Sa bahay kasi ako. Ayan. Ayan. Tapos may mga nadaan tricycle, may naglalarong bata, ayan, may natahol na aso. So according to their legal right to corporate existence, de jure corporations, de facto corporations. Okay? So those that comply with all the legal requirements, we call them de jure corporation. Okay? Those that exist only in fact but not in law, they are de facto corporations. Okay? I think, hindi ko maalala kung anong, basta sa subject, no, under the RFBT, madidiscuss yun naman yan, no? Yung side, no, ng law when it comes to corporations. Ayan, sa RFBT yan, sa RFBT. Pero yung topic natin dito, mostly lalabas sa Advanced Financial Accounting and Reporting. Okay? Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, ma'am, may encounter nyo pa rin naman itong mga topic na to, specifically, no, doon sa part ng equity, no? Sa FAR at sa AFAR. Ayan. Na hindi lang dito natatapos sa term na to yung encounter natin sa corporations, no? So, according to degree of public participation with regard to share ownership. So, closed corporation. Ayan. So, a corporation whose ownership is limited to selected persons or members of a family not exceeding 20 persons. I think majority. No, I do not have the exact or the statistics or the number of percent of the closed corporation in the Philippines, but majority of the corporation or type of corporation here in the Philippines is a closed corporation or a family corporation. No? Yung mga banda, mas madaling family corporation. Although in the big companies, no, wherein the shareholders are also the mga relatives, no? But then hindi, yung composition, yung numbers of corporations sa Pilipinas, number of registered corporation in the Philippines are mostly closed corporations. Ayan. So, di ba? Kumbaga nagiging family business to, no? Ginawa mo lang corporations. Okay? Usually from the single proprietor, they change it to corporations. Okay, open corporation. So a corporation where the share is available for subscription or purchase by any person. And then, ayan. So, yung publicly held, okay, yan yung mga nakikita natin sa stock exchange. So that you can allowed to buy shares of stocks. So, publicly held corporations, okay? On exchange or with assets in excess of 50 million having 200 or more shareholders, at least 200 of which are holding at least 100 shares of a class of its equity securities. Okay, so yan yung mga publicly listed, no, na entity. So, yung sinasabi dito, ma'am, okay, so sa last paragraph, last sentence, no, having 200 or more holders or at least 200 of which are holding at least 100 shares of a class of its equity securities. Okay? As part of the reporting, no, sa financial statement, no, ng isang corporation, aside from the audited financial statement or the audited report prepared by the auditor, they also disclose or report to the SEC the number of shareholders owning 100 or more shares. Whether regardless kung publicly open or closed corporations, no? I-require dyan, no? As part ng reportorial requirements, okay, disclose, hindi naman sinabing kung sino, but ilan sa mga shareholders ng korporasyon na to ang owners ay nagmamay-ari ng at least 100 or more number of shares. Not the amount, but the number of shares. Okay? So regardless of the par value of whatever is the value of the shares, we're talking about the number of shares, no? Na binili, no, ng isang individual or ng isang entity. Okay? So yun lang naman yung ano natin, no? So part yan ng reportorial requirements. So according to the relation to another corporation, parent, or subsidiary. Ayan. So may accounting din to, di ba? Yung when it comes to subsidiary tsaka mga merger and consolidations. Ayan. Pero hindi pa to yun, no? We're just introducing you to the ano pa yung mga accounting, no? Ng equity na may experience nyo sa mga susunod na term o mga susunod yung subjects, no? So don't worry, this subject na ating corporation is just it's just another basic, no? Kaya naman kami magsasabi na naman ng basic, part pa rin kasi ng fundamentals, no? Or ng basic accounting actually. Okay? So kumbaga ito yung first experience nyo first encounter nyo ng mga accounting subjects. Okay? So basic pa lang. So I treat this subject as a basic, as a part of your basic accounting. Okay? Pero sana naman basic lang din yung mga tanong, no? Sana nga lang, di ba? Gustuhin ko man. Pero, syempre, hindi naman pares hindi man sabay-sabay yung ating pag-absorb, no, ng topic. Okay? So, these are some components of a corporation. So, corporators, so they are the members, shareholders, or incorporators of the entity. So, the incorporator, sila yung nasa articles of incorporation, no? Na sila yung original na nag-form ng corporation. Okay? So, kumbaga, hindi na mawawala. Yan yung part na hindi ma-amend, no? Yung kung sino yung incorporator, original na nagtatag ng company, okay? Hindi yan, andyan yan. Kahit mag-iba-iba ng presidente, ng chairman, ng board of directors, sila yung incorporator. Okay? Who executed and signed the articles of incorporation. So, sa shareholders naman, okay? So, shareholders, referring to the stock corporations, no? So, they are the owners of the shares of stocks in a stock corporation. Okay? Pag members naman, okay, ito yung sa mga non-stock corporations. Siyempre, hindi naman tayo, as a member, hindi kayo man nag-own ng isang stock. So, they call you members, no? These are the corporators in a non-stock corporations. Okay, so other components, no? Promoters, so these are the persons, so promoters na agad, no? So these are the persons who bring about or cause to bring about the formation and the organization. So subscribers naman, okay? So these are the persons who agree, okay? Who agree to pay or to take the unissued shares. So ayan, magpo-form na po ng organ ng corporation. Ito yung shares of stocks. Okay? As a subscriber, sige, ako ay mag-i-invest dyan. Ako ay magsusubscribe ng shares of stock. So we call you subscribers. Okay? So the underwriters, so usually these are the bankers or investment bankers who undertake the public sale or subscription of shares. So sa underwriters, common yan sa mga publicly listed entities. Okay? Sila yung nagmamanage o sila yung persons, no, liable, no, doon sa public sale, no, or subscription ng mga shares ng mga publicly listed entities. So, ibig sabihin, let's say, mga Meralco, mga PLDT, may mga underwriters yan, no? Pero syempre, kung sa closely held corporations, malamang hindi siya wala yun, no? Hindi masyadong, walang underwriter sa mga closely held corporations. And then the independent directors, so yan. So may sa mga ibang, lalo na sa mga publicly listed, no? So they have some independent directors. Okay? So yan. So perhaps other than the items, so hindi naman siya lahat laging nasa articles, no? But then, so kumbaga, meron kasing tinatawag na general information sheet. So doon yung makikita kung ilan yung mga, sino yung mga board of directors, ilan na yung shares of capital, na sino yung mga officers ng entity. Okay? Okay. So ito nga, dito na tayo sa part, no? Sa financial position, yung pinakababa. Okay? Capital structure. Okay? We call it shareholders' equity. Diba? Usually, diba, asset equals liabilities plus equity. So, dagdagan natin ng word na shareholders' equity when it comes to corporation. Okay? Kasi before, asset equals liabilities plus capital. So, ngayon, asset equals liabilities plus shareholders' equity. So, ibig part siya ng financial position. Doon mo siya makikita, itong shareholders' equity. At ano ang laman ng shareholders' equity? Kasi ma'am, nung sa single proprietor, we just have de la cross capital, de la cross withdrawal. Diba? So, dun lang ma'am umiikot yung entry namin sa capital. So, single proprietor. So, dito, meron ng mga other accounts, no, that we will encounter. Like, say, for example, share capital. Okay? Share capital is the amount fixed, okay, usually by the corporate charter to be subscribed and paid in, or by the shareholders of a corporation, either in money, property, or labor or services. So, ibig sabihin, yung share capital, no? Okay, ito na yung pinaka-starting point, no? Ito na yung isusubscribe ng mga investors, ng mga subscribers, ng mga shareholders, no? Share capital. So, ano? In the form of money, property, labor, or services, no? So, yun yung pwedeng ipambayad. It's not only limited to cash na transactions, no? So, share capital. So, the maximum number of shares a corporation can legally, as of the incorporation, for example, can legally issue as prescribed in the articles of incorporation is called authorized shares. So, for example, you will incorporate a corporation, ma'am, I would like to have at least, no, the maximum shares is 1 million shares. Okay? That's not yet the value of the capital, but the number of shares. So, at least, sige, maglalabas tayo, 1 million shares. So, dun bibili ka by the number of shares. No? For example, sige, bibili ako ng 500 shares. So, si investor A, 300,000 shares. Okay? Hanggang doon, yun yung limit sa authorized. Ma'am, pwede bang mag-increase or ma-decrease ang isang authorized capital? Okay, originally, di ba, mag-base tayo kung ano yung nilagay mo sa articles of incorporation. So, during that, you will declare, no, or you will expressly stated ilan yung authorized share capital. Okay? Kung gusto mong madagdagan yon or mabawasan, okay, after forming a corporation, nag-form ka na ng corporation, ma'am, yung 1 million shares, lahat yun nabili na pala, ma'am, eh. Gusto kong nadagdagan, gusto ng company na dagdagan, or gusto ng management na dagdagan. Gusto ng board of directors na magdagdag pa. Okay? Edi, mag-amend lang kayo. So, you have to amend your authorized shares capital, no? So, for example, the original authorized shares is 1 million. You want to double it, no? You want to have a 2 million authorized shares. So, pwede. Pwede mo rin siyang bawasan. Okay? You just amend the portion in your articles. So, ibig sabihin, doon sa articles, ilang articles yan? I think hanggang 9 articles or 10 articles, no? Yung portion na, I think Article 7 or Article 5, I think 7 siguro, nandun yung stated, yun ang i-amend mo. Yung portion na yun, ma'am. Okay, syempre, meron din mga certain or may mga reportorial requirements before ka mag-amend. So, yun naman yung administrative, na yun, requirements, no? Ay, sorry, may napasok pala. Ayan, sorry. Ayan. Okay, so yun. So ma'am, sa authorized shares, no, doon tayo magtatalo kung ilan. Okay? So the par value, okay, is the value of each share of stock specified in the articles of incorporation and the share certificate. So after determining, sige, let's have a 1 million authorized shares. Walang presyo yun, walang value. It's just a number of shares you authorize. So para magkaroon ng value, no, you have to state, okay, what will be the par value? So let's say each share of stock is 100 pesos ang par value. Okay? So imagine if you have an authorized share capital of shares of stocks na 1 million multiplied by 100 pesos. So you are aiming for at least 100 million pesos worth of capital. Okay? Kapag pinasok mo na yung par value. Okay? Authorized shares, edi 1 million shares. Times the par value of 100. So, up to that point, no? Up to that amount, yung pwedeng ma-accumulate na fund ni company or ni corporation. Okay? So, yun yung, natin. Yun yung i-accounting natin, ma'am, opo, no? Papunta na tayo sa exciting part, no? Ayan. So, the par value is the value of each shares. Okay? So, yun naman, naka-state din yan, no, sa articles. Whether it is 1 peso, 10 pesos, 100 pesos, di ba? So, depende sa ng corporation. Okay? Normally, mga visual naman, no, na-encounter ko na mga company, no. Sige, they state that hanggang 100, usually 100 pesos for par value. Okay? Pero hindi absolute yung 100. So, normal, no? Pwedeng 1 peso, 10 pesos, any amount, no? It's up to the corporation, no? Yeah, pero hindi sinasabing 100 yung general, ha? Ayan. So, yun yung authorized. So, sa authorized, we can subdivide it into two types of share capital. The ordinary share, or other books called it common stocks. Okay? Hindi ko alam kung ano yung mas nauna, no? Hindi ko maalala. Para nung panahon namin, common stock, no? Na yung panahon yung ordinary shares. Yan. And then the other one is a preference share capital. Okay? So, the entity can issue one or more types of shares of capital. Pero kung isa lang ang i-issue the corporation, it should be an ordinary share capital. So, by default, ordinary share capital. So, kung yung may gusto lang ng mga other types of capital, saka lang lalagyan yung preference shares. But then, kung isa lang ang issuing capital mo, it should be ordinary or common stock. Okay? So, ano yung features na isang ordinary share capital? Okay? Pero syempre, kung ang company merong dalawa, hindi pwedeng, depende kung anong gusto mong i-acquire, i-bilhin, di ba? So, ordinary share capital, entities, the shareholder of this type of shares, no, have an equal or general or pro-rata division of profits without any preference or advantage over any class of shares. So, for example, pare-pares tayong shareholder ng ordinary shares ni company. Ang share ko ay 10, ikaw ay 100, ikaw ay 1,000. So, nag-declare ng dividends. Okay? So, yung equivalent lang ng 10 shares ko, yun lang makukuha ko. Ikaw na 100 shares, ganun kalaki yung dividends mo. At ikaw na 1,000 shares mo, yun yung equivalent ng dividends mo. So, for example, magde-declare si entity ng 1,000 pesos per share, yung dividends. So, dahil ako ay 10 shareholders lang ako, okay, 10 shares lang ang ownership ko, o 10 times 1,000, nga doon lang yung aking share, earnings or dividends or profits, no? Ayan. Pero pare-pares tayo ng type of shares, no? So, the other one is the preferential, okay? Or other term for that is preferred stocks. Kung magagatan preference shares or preferred stocks. Ayan. So, entitles the holder to enjoy priority. Kaya nga preference, di ba? Siya yung medyo may advantage, no? Usually may advantage talaga sila, no? as to the distribution of dividends and distribution of assets upon corporate liquidations. Yung preference na yan, it will be dependent on the type of preference na hawak mo. So, unlike sa ordinary, umaga, pare-pares lang siya. Okay? But when it comes to preference shares, meron pa siyang subcategory, yung preference shares. Okay? So, ano yung mga example, di ba? Later pala. So, in an ordinary shares, these are the basic rights of the owners of the share capital. Ordinary. Okay? To share in the distribution of profit, asset upon liquidation, voting rights, no? Okay? Siyempre, it will depend on the number of shares, no? Yun din yung equivalent vote mo. Okay? Unlike sa other organization na regardless, for example, cooperatives, no? Cooperatives. Regardless kung ilan ang shares mo, no? Pero when it comes to voting rights, tigi-tigisang boto ka lang, no? Pero dito sa share capital, sa ordinary corporation, kung ako ay 10 lang ang shares ko, ikaw ay 100, ikaw ay 1,000, ay syempre, mas malaki yung capacity, mas malaki yung voting rights ng merong owners ng more than 1,000 shares, di ba? Compared sa akin na 10 lang. So, maintain one's ownership interest in the corporation through the purchase of additional shares when a new share capital is issued. This is known as the preemptive right. Okay? If you are the one na existing na as a shareholder in the corporation and then nag-issue ulit ng panibagong sets of shares of stocks, syempre, bago siya i-offer sa iba or sa labas, i-offer muna siya doon sa mga existing shareholders. Now, that is the preemptive rights. Okay? So, before siya maging available sa labas, dito muna, sa inyo muna, kayo muna mga existing shareholders, ang i-offer doon sa bagong issuance of shares. Ayan. Ang dito, ma'am, yung preference shares, no, ma'am, di ba? Pagdating natin sa topic na dividends. Okay? It is generally issued with a par value and a dividend rate. So, unlike sa ordinary shares, ano lang siya, basically par value. But when it comes to preference shares, aside for the par value, they will include also the dividend rate. Okay? So the holders of these preference shares, okay, kaya preference, so they have they are priority as to the distributions or distributions of